I served in the United States Army. I was in a military police unit. My experience in the United States Army and being overseas in Desert Storm is that the battle that I faced there does not compare to the battle that I face at home. I'm Ursela, and I'm the mother of a child on the spectrum. You have an army of people behind you, helping you. You have soldiers on every side of you helping you. It doesn't always feel that way in your household. You don't have that support. You don't have a lot of the resources that are provided to you when you're in the military. You don't necessarily have that at home. There are changes that you can make with a team of people in the Army and those resources that you have that are available to everybody. The scenario can change there. That's not always the case at home. When my son was 4 years old, I began to realize that something was different. However, I just figured that it was ADHD, ADD. So I had him tested for that. Every 6 months to a year, I realized there's still something else. Something is not quite right. And so I continued to push, even though everybody around me said that it was all in my head. When you have feelings about your child and you talk to everyone around you, your spouse, your parents, friends, and everybody is doubting you, and you didn't follow your first mind, it makes you feel like a failure later in life. And what could you have done to help your child out? Maybe steps you could have taken earlier would have benefited him. In my heart, I knew that there was something more. When academics became really hard for my son, and it was in 4th grade, that's when I had a referral from a friend about a neurologist that could maybe do a little bit more and research a little bit more. Our worlds changed after that. It was always like a puzzle. We just could not put all the pieces together with regard to my son. Personally, I feel like my son has not had enough wins, enough things to be proud of or excited about that have occurred in his life. His confidence is not where it should be. And as soon as we can get him to that point where he's proud of who he is, there's nothing that'll be able to stop him. And I know this. I've been through a lot. I can handle this. This is not a problem. But because it hits your heart in a different way, and you see your children suffering, it's different. It's a different feeling, and you don't know how to handle those kind of situations. Finding out that my son has autism is something that changed the whole dynamic of my family. A lot more things made sense to us. My only wish is that I knew about it earlier. It did make me feel like, I had failed my son in providing services that he needed. All I could do now is look ahead, help him prepare for the future, put things in his life and people in his life that are going to help him be the best Jody that he could be. That is my mission as his mother and his biggest supporter and his biggest advocate. As a single parent, I knew that it would be very complicated for me to provide in-home learning for both of my children and work full-time in my home. It was imperative that I found a location that I could trust and that I felt safe with, and that most importantly, that my children felt safe in. And SOS provided all of that for me. Boy, have we been in other locations. I have tried so many different services for my son, and if I could just throw out a number, this is probably the 15th place that we've tried. Everything starts out okay, and then after a month or so, I start to get pushback from my son. I would tell someone who is on the fence about coming to SOS or about their child participating in ABA therapy, come and check it out. Come and do a tour of the facility. What do you have to lose? I know, because I'm a parent that's been there before. This is probably 1 in a million places that you've already tried. So what is it going to hurt for you to take another look at just another location that could potentially be the right place for your child?